Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Public Speaking and Business. I'm Dr. Samantha DeLoache, your modeling pharmacist and professional speaker coach, and I have been having a wonderful time doing these series. This is actually the fifth episode. So, yeah, we are definitely moving along. So, if you have not caught any, I suggest that you go to my page and scroll down and look at all the episodes because I started this while I was in the Essence Festival
Mhm.
and I did it and I enjoyed it. And so, this wonderful woman that I have here today, April Sheris, she is someone who I met at the Essence Festival.
Yeah.
And so I'm just really excited about this public speaking and business series that I'm doing. And the reason why I'm doing it is I want to show everyone that public speaking is really for everybody. You can always improve upon your speaking. You can always get better,
Yeah.
and the better communicator you are, the better you will be in business and your work relationships, professional relationships, just all the way around. And I have a speakers boot camp coming up starting next week, July 17th, and it's going to be going for
Mhm.
4 weeks. The first week, of course, like I said, starts next week on the 17th, and it's just for an hour, 1 hour in the evening. We'll be on Zoom together, and I'll be giving tips and just different things that can help individuals become a better speaker. And so I really, really want to encourage you to sign up. And if you know somebody who could benefit for being a better speaker, getting some more tips, maybe they're a little shy or they just don't know how to, make a speech or how to create their signature talk, I can help with all of that. So definitely, definitely, I want you to sign up, but no longer delaying. I want the beautiful April Sheris to introduce herself and tell us about what she has going on and about her business. So welcome, April.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I think that this platform is much needed, especially being a woman in business and meeting so many other entrepreneurs and business owners. Public speaking is important, and so I'm glad you're doing this and you're offering this platform for all of us to learn. Because I mean, I can still learn and pick up tips as well. But yeah, so I am the founder and president of a company called Upland Avenue Productions. We are a media company that basically tells stories for a living. We kind of started off with doing book publishing, working with independent writers, helping them make their storytelling dreams come true. And a number of years later, here we are. We've expanded into streaming TV platforms where we're able to go from manuscript to book to now small screen, and as well as we have an innovation hub where we're working with new talent or established creators, having them connect with writers. So we want to have a fellowship of all type of talent and content creators so that we can really make an impact with storytelling. And so that's the gist of what we do.
That's amazing. And first of all, storytelling is one of the big parts of public speaking or doing speeches or anything like that. Because if you want to connect with your viewer,
Yeah,
9 times out of 10, the way to do it is through a story. That's the
right.
human side. That's what makes them remember you. That gets the emotion. And so people don't mind hearing the stats. They don't mind hearing the degrees and the education, but they want to hear that story. They want to hear about you
Yeah,
as a person, your life experiences. So that's phenomenal that you have an actual business that helps people get their story out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, like you said, storytelling is all around us, but you really can meet some interesting people along the way everyone who are overly confident about their story and or their history to people who are a little bit timid, but still want to tell their story, and it's still impactful, right? It doesn't matter what you're
Right.
talking about, it impacts our lives in some capacity. So
Absolutely. Well, that's amazing. So I'm going to get into the first question. Why do you believe public speaking is a crucial skill for business professionals today?
yeah, and I think you touched on it a little bit. Obviously, it helps you better communicate the message, whether it's your life story or whether it's about a product, or even if you are um, doing an introduction for someone else that's going to be a keynote speaker or something like that, being able to confidently communicate a story or being confident on stage in your positioning with what you're speaking on is going to be crucial. I believe that I always go back to high school, right? You know, in high school, we're all a little bit afraid to get up in front of the class. And at the time, I didn't understand the importance of it, right? Until until
Right.
I became an adult. And obviously, once you become an entrepreneur, public speaking becomes a part of your everyday life. But
Yes.
it's really crucial to feel confident in your everyday life, but also when you want to communicate clearly and get a message across. Public speaking is crucial to every aspect of life.
It really is. And I'm glad that you brought up the part about confidence because confidence is really crucial and key. And
Mhm.
confidence sells. If you have someone in front of you and someone seems bashful, timid, they're looking down, they're kind of, they're seeming unsure,
Yeah,
then you're not going to really want to interact with them because they're not really selling it or really showing that they really believe in whatever they're trying to tell you. But if you have
right.
somebody who comes across confident, then that's going to persuade you. So basically, if you don't have the confidence, then you're not going to really do well in really any aspect of your life because confidence really is key. That's
Yeah.
about, self-esteem and just how your body language, all of that. You definitely need confidence.
Right. And then again, if you don't have confidence, fake it till you make it. Pretend you are somebody else for the moment to get you through it. Because the other part of that is, um, of course, when you're a little bit shy or timid, we pick up on that. We pick up on
Mhm.
that low key energy. But at the same time, you begin to overanalyze everything because now you're looking at everyone else's facial expressions and you're wondering, are they thinking this about me? Are they thinking that about me? And you get off track with what you're trying to communicate.
Right. That's
So,
so true. So yeah, definitely. I love everything that you just said. And my second question is, can you share a personal experience where effective public speaking significantly impacted your career or business?
yeah. So I would say going back to like one of my first events, by nature, I'm an introvert. I don't really like to stand out. I'm a behind the scenes type of person. So obviously we had one of our first events where we were trying to bring out a similar story. We were bringing out authors, people from the film industry. And of course, it's that time where you have to speak about your business and who you are and why we're here for you. And at that particular time, I wasn't confident in speaking in front of crowds. I did not rehearse anything, so that added, to more of the chaos of that night. And so I found myself flustered. I found that
Mhm.
at the particular time, I kind of let myself down because it's like this is an important night for me, not only to bridge people together, but to really communicate what my company is about. And so in the beginning, I stumbled around a little bit. I took a moment and actually I just got clear in my mind and say, just focus on the points, just focus on the bullet points of what the business does. And by doing that, actually, it helped me to remain calm because I'm not focusing on everything that I'm seeing happening in the room. My mind is really clear and really focused on bullet point number one and how to express that and making sure that I'm remembering and reciting what I remembered. And so that kind of helped me. So it started off really bad. I hate to say it, but it
Yeah.
ended up pretty good. And it's something that I carried with me until I
Mhm.
got to a point of being confident and comfortable enough for speaking in front of crowds. Just
Wow.
making sure that I'm focusing on bullet points. I can't focus on a paragraph, but I can focus on bullet points or something that I've outlined.
Wow. Now you brought up some very good things. And I want to thank you for your transparency
Yeah,
because I think it's important that people know. Oh my goodness, my phone ringing. Let's
yeah.
try to ignore it.
Okay.
Um, I'm in Cabo on vacation and slash workcation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the key thing is that you told about your own experience because a lot of people think we have it all together as business women, as entrepreneurs, that we, don't have any issues or
Mhm.
moments where we're not sure of ourselves and we're human. It happens to all
Yeah.
of us. So that's the first thing. I applaud you for sharing that. And then number two, you mentioned that you weren't really prepared. And that's one of the things that, we're going to cover, in the speakers boot camp.
Mhm.
Preparation is key.
It
When you're
yeah.
prepared for your talks, when you've rehearsed, when you've practiced, then that brings on extra confidence.
Yeah.
But when you're not prepared, when you haven't really had time to refresh your memory, go over what you're going to talk about, that will add to the frustration and to
Yeah.
the nervousness. And then I like how you took control of the situation because that shows that even if something starts shaky, I can still make a decision. I can still gather it together, grab it together, and I can still perform my very best. So even if it
Yeah.
didn't start out well, it can end well. And so that's how you handle that situation. You said focus on bullet points. And
Yeah.
that's the key thing when giving talks. if you need to have an index card, or if you need to have a little, a sheet of paper. But the key thing is you don't want to write down paragraphs, like you said, because you don't
Yeah.
have time to read to people. But you want to write little words, key things that's going to jog your memory and keep you on track. So that was a beautiful example that you gave, really, of just showing the process of how I started out not prepared, but how I remembered what I needed to do. And then I ended up nailing it because I got my confidence back. I got my groove back.
Yeah.
And so that was phenomenal that you're able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's like you said, it's always great if you can end gracefully because
Mhm.
we don't want to flatline. People are gonna always remember when you just bombed any
Right.
introduction or even if it's your own bio and you're shaking, because we're gonna remember that,
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, because that's what sticks out, unfortunately. And then also, like you said, you don't want to end it on a bad note because that's what people's going to remember. That's the last, things that they have in their mind. So you want to make sure that that last memory is something that's beautiful, that's something catchy, something how you closed and brought it all together. So that was awesome. And so my third question is, what are some common public speaking challenges that business professionals face, and how can they overcome them?
That's a good question. Common public speaking challenges that business owners face. One, I believe, is trying to share too much. Like sometimes I believe that we have a laundry list of accomplishments or so many upcoming events and tasks that we want to express and say that it can become convoluted. Or even for the listener, it's just too much to process in one moment. So
Right.
I think from myself, like I said, using myself as an example early on, and then other um, events that I've been at where I've heard people speak, is sometimes it's just too much to process, and so maybe
Mhm.
streamlining the content that you want to communicate would be best, and then think of it like a PowerPoint presentation. In my mind, sometimes people put too much text on each slide. And so I think that
Yes.
communicates the same way when you're public speaking. Go with less is more instead of trying to speak on every highlight or every accomplishment. Streamline it for us so that we can fully process it. And then if we want more, we can come to you for more.
Right.
The other thing I think that is a common pitfall is it may seem minor, but to me, it's about how you dress. Sometimes we try to go for a corporate look and it doesn't fit us. And so if it
Mhm.
doesn't fit us, then we're not going to present and show up in a confident manner. I'd
Mhm.
say no matter where you are, of course, dress professionally, but dress
Mhm.
professionally to you.
Mhm.
That way, once you're on that stage or you're in front of that crowd, you feel comfortable. You feel like you're putting your best self forward and you can communicate with class and with ease. So I think those would be the top two. Don't
Wow.
speak on too much and show up as yourself as
Mhm.
much as possible.
Now, again, you've been just bringing out the nuggets all during this conversation. So you've just really been doing a phenomenal job. But I'm glad you brought that up, that sometimes we do give too much. It's overload.
Yeah,
And sometimes we're confusing the people. And the thing is, yes, we have a lot to offer. We all have those, loaded resumes,
yeah,
loaded events, loaded calendars. But give the people the immediate thing. Give them what they need right now. And like you said, just a taste, and if they want more, they can contact you. So don't overwhelm people where they get lost and they don't remember anything. And then now they're kind of frustrated and like, oh, she got too much going on. Like he got too much going on. Then they don't even want to really work with you because they just feel like, where am I going to fit in all of this? It's too much. And then I love that. Be your authentic self, and even in dress, because how you dress, how you come across, that makes a big difference in how you perform and present yourself. And I would like
yeah,
to add to
most
that,
definitely.
make sure that the outfit, fits you, because sometimes people will wear stuff that, they already weren't that comfortable in, and it shows. And if a skirt is too short, then the whole time you're gonna be pulling at your skirt, or
Right.
just things like that. So you don't want to wear something that is going to make you feel uncomfortable, or you're going to be constantly checking and tugging the whole time. You want to be comfortable and be your authentic self, dress for the occasion, but still be true to you. So I
Yeah.
love that you brought that up. Definitely, definitely. And then my last question is, what is one essential tip you would give to someone looking to improve their public speaking skills?
Um, Rehearse in front of family. Even if it's your immediate family in your household, if you live alone, get your friends over and rehearse in front of them, because honestly, they're going to give you feedback that you don't want to hear, but it will
Mhm,
prepare you for a crowd that may not know you and won't be as harsh.
mhm,
So I feel like if you can rehearse in front of people that you're familiar with, you've never probably never spoke publicly in front of them before, but just to rehearse, get your feet wet, accept the constructive criticism, take notes so that even while you're speaking to them, if something doesn't flow right in what you've written down, you can edit and adjust accordingly. But I would say that definitely rehearse in front of friends and family, because they're going to be the realest with you,
mhm.
and they're going to overshare, and it will prepare you from when you go in front of a crowd that doesn't know you or not as familiar with you. And one
Wow.
thing I do want to add is, just as a gem, as a public speaker, a lot of times we are so hip on, let me get my product there. I'm going to be
Mhm,
speaking here. Let me get my product there. And that is really great. But technology has advanced so much. It allows us to do things in convenience, right? And so as a public speaker, or if you're going to be doing a keynote anywhere, I always tell people that it in a polite way before you wrap up your speech, to just ask them if everyone can pull their phone out, and those who feel comfortable receiving information from you, if they would turn on they can accept airdrops, and you
mhm.
airdrop your information to the crowd, and those who were welcome to receive it, they will get your contact information directly to their phone. And those who don't want it, you're not spamming them. So I think that will go a long way for those who may not have the money to purchase a product that day, but they still have your contact information and you're still in their thoughts and in their phone. So
Right, right. Yeah. Well, those were excellent tips, and, I am an Android user, so, we
I'm
don't
good.
have AirDrop, but it's okay, but I like how you made that offer, like, that's a way for you to give your information or
Yeah.
allow people to stay in contact with you, and we have QR codes as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that somebody can, you put it on the screen real quick, people can bring out their phone and boom, take a picture, and, they have the information there if they want it. So
Yeah.
those were all just phenomenal, phenomenal tips, and I'm just really so grateful that you spoke with us
Yeah.
today. And so I just want to ask you, do you have anything going on, or is there a way that we can stay in contact with you?
Most definitely. I feel like we always have something going on as storytellers. There's new books coming out. We're working on a project with a woman right now that provides tips on how to. It's a self pleasure book. Is what it is, and so I think it's it's an interesting topic, but at the same time, I think it helps people to become familiar with the body spiritually and make that physical spiritual connection. We also have some amazing shows on our Upland Studios platform. And so to keep up with all of the things that we're releasing this month and next month, just go to uplandavenueproductions.com. It's the best central location to find out about all of our different divisions. And we're always accepting new clients. So if anyone has questions about publishing a book, or they want to get started with taking their book from manuscript to a physical, tangible project, definitely reach out to us. We have an inquiry form on our website that you can submit just basic information, and someone will get in touch with you and see how we can take it to the next step.
Wow, that is so wonderful. So y'all hear it here first.
Yeah.
They are always accepting clients. So definitely, definitely you want to reach out. And where are you based, by the way?
I am in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Yeah, way on
Wow.
the other side. Yeah, so
Right.
far out of
I
out of touch
know
from a
you.
lot of people.
Yeah, yeah,
But
you
yeah,
are. But I wanna, one day visit New Mexico, so that is
definitely when you get ready, reach out to me and I'll be a tour guide.
oh, that'd be awesome. And then like you said earlier, with technology, Zoom, internet, phones, I mean, we're able to still communicate, and so that's the beautiful thing. So I love that. So there's no excuse, everybody. This was
Yeah.
a phenomenal talk. April gave so many tips. She told you to practice. She, told you to dress comfortably. She told you to be your authentic self. She told us not to overwhelm people with too much information. She told us how you can start a talk and not be prepared, but remember your points and get back on track. So I just really truly thank you for coming to pour into us and to share all these great tips, because public speaking truly is for everyone. And
Yeah.
if you don't feel like you're your best speaker, it's okay, because we all speak, but public speaking is a skill. So
Mhm.
speaking is one thing, we can all talk, but public speaking is a skill that we all need to learn and improve upon because we can always get better. And there are books you can read, there's YouTube, you can watch videos, TED Talks. It's so much at our fingertips. So there's really no excuse. And then I have my speakers boot camp happening next week for the next 4 weeks. And so there's so many opportunities to become a better speaker,
Yeah,
but you got to make the first step. You got to want to do it. We can't want
exactly.
it more for you than you want it for yourself, but it is available. And so I hope you all make sure you follow April and make sure
Yeah,
that you definitely follow me. And definitely, if you don't want to go to the boot camp or you don't need the boot camp, I know there's somebody in your circle, somebody your family member or friend that you could refer this boot camp to. So definitely do that because it starts next week and I want to see you there. So
yeah.
again, thank you so much, April, for coming
Thank
today.
you. Thank you.
Enjoyed it. And that's it. But guess what, you all? I have another public speaking in business happening tonight, this evening. So stay tuned. This was, the icing on the cake. This started it, but we're going to do some more in about 20 minutes. But thank you again for tuning in for public speaking and business. We will see you later.
Bye.